Hello everyone, it's so good to be here. It's so good to have y'all here. Hey Jennifer and Brian, so happy to see y'all. Jennifer should be on momentarily. We were having some technical issues today, so let me know if you're hearing me and if you can see me okay, and we'll go from there. Now I gotta, hang on, I gotta turn some volume down over here so I'm not getting a feedback. There we go. So it looks like I'm being seen, and it looks like everything's up and running, so we hope so. Welcome in. It says we have 5 people watching. Don't forget to give me that thumbs up. That is so important. So welcome in. I have missed being here. Missing in action last week was not a good thing. And then when I came on this morning, the software program that I used to stream in had an update. So, and on top of that, Jennifer, we didn't know if she was going to be here because her computer crashed and she had to reset everything to factory settings. So she was busy doing that this morning, and it's just been a little bit, well, okay, a whole lot crazy. But I am happy to be here, and I'm so glad that y'all have joined me, and we're going to do something really special today. But before we get started, I got a little bit of things I want to take care of. One is I want to show y'all what we're giving away today. I'm going to give away the dies that goes with the trees for sale. This did not come with a die set, but in our celebration that just ended, I had the opportunity to obtain an extra set of these dies, and I only have one of these, so whoever wins these are going to be very fortunate. Let me open this. Well, let me tell you what, let me get mine. No, I'm not, because I'll have to dig for mine. It'd be just as easy for me to open this one. They've never been used, they're brand new, and show y'all. These can be a standalone die, or you can get the trees for sale and have a little something extra here. But these dies are fantastic, and I wanted to give this away today because I wanted to, let me switch y'all back over to my desktop. They go with this stamp set right here, and the dies are just stinking adorable, and they will cut out the trees in here and the lights. But look what you got. You got this cute little camper, so you could set up a camper and a tree lot. You've got a sign here, trees for sale. It will cut that out. So it'll cut out the little puppy dog, the little tree stand, just so many cute little things on here. You've got a wreath, and you've got a bow. You got some stars. I think that would be, let's see, what would that be? Looks like it would be like a little limb hanging down from the tree. It's just such, I haven't had a chance to play with this, but these are called tree lot dies, and this is going to be in my giveaway for today. For some reason, I'm not seeing the chat. I don't know what is going on. Let me see if I'm just trying to see if it's anything I can do here to help me see my chat, but I'm not. Okay. Well, I'll just depend on Jennifer to let me know who's in and who's not. And if you're here and you want to be in the drawing for this die set, please let Jennifer know in the chat. Just say yes for the drawing, and she will put your name in so that you'll have an opportunity to win this cute little die set for your very own. It is absolutely stinking adorable, and I love it. So I can't wait. I'm gonna definitely be. Hey Tina, Margie, and hang on, Jennifer's giving me the names since I'm not seeing them on the chat. But welcome in Margie, Marlene, Phyllis, Tina, I hope that I got everybody. Jennifer's trying to keep me updated. You're gonna have to mute me, baby. I get feedback in my ear when she turns hers on to talk to me, so please excuse me for seeming like I'm kind of stuttering here through what I'm doing. Before I go any further, I want to show you a beautiful card that I received from Margie this week. This is such a cute card with the little tea pot and the tea cups. And friends are the umbrellas in the storms of life. I love, love, love that. Thank you so much, Margie. It's a beautiful little card. She wrote me a little personal note down here. She knew that I'd been under the weather with my procedure I had on my leg. It's not a surgery. They just go in with probably about 25 to 30 needles and stick needles in all your veins. And it's to help the bulging veins from my venous reflux. So that was the first procedure I had done, where they closed off one of my main arteries in my leg to force the blood flow somewhere else. And in the process of doing that, well, not just the process of that, the problem itself causes bulging veins. So I had a lot of bulging veins in my upper thigh and a lot of small broken veins in my bottom of from my knee down. So they're working on those to try to repair them. I have one more visit and hopefully I'll be done. I also got another little note card from Kathy Watt. Thank you so much, Kathy, for this card. It's so cute. This looks like it was one of our kits or a paper pumpkin. I think it was a kit because I think I got this. She wrote me a little note inside. No matter the weather, we're in this together. I thought that was such a cute, cute card. And if I remember these, you stamp your clouds, and then she put on the little boots and the flowers and tied a little bow on it. It's absolutely adorable. I appreciate so much when y'all send me cards. It means the world. So, hey Rita, good to have you, honey. So good to see you. Real quick before we go any further, I want to let y'all know this coming paper pumpkin, you have until the 10th, so you have until Saturday if you want the spooky treats. This one looks like it's going to be really cute. It's going to be enough of supplies for 18 treat boxes. So this is going to be a neat one if you want some little treat boxes. And I look at it like this: even if you don't want them to be Halloweenish, you could probably use these for something else. Let me put myself in the corner down here so y'all can see me as well. Is that better? Hopefully that's a little bit better. All right, the other thing I want to let y'all know, Perfect Partners, from September the 1st to the 30th. We have the some of the stamps in the catalog. The Apple Harvest stamp set now has dies, but only available through the month of September. September 30th, these will go away. The Fresh Cut Flowers has dies now called Fresh Cut Stems. The this birthday piggy, I got this one. The ones that are circled were the ones that I got. I didn't get these, but I did grab these because I love these, and I already had these the stamp set, so I just added the die. But remember this: if you do not have the dies, I'm going to put this flyer up on my webpage. So if you want to take a look at my webpage, I'm going to need at least the rest of today to get everything up on my blog, because I'm running way behind y'all, and I'm so sorry, but it is a fact of life. Hey Alicia, good to see you. Jennifer did make it, Alicia. Somehow she got her computer back up and running, and she is here. But I didn't send out any information because I didn't have time to type it up. So sorry. So they will not be popping in links for you today because I didn't send them to them. But everything will be on my blog. Just give me through this afternoon. I'm hoping maybe by before 5 o'clock, I'm going to try to have all of this on my blog. This flyer I'll have up there, front and back, and as well as the paper pumpkin. But remember, you only have until September 10th to get that. And like I said, I think it's great that they're giving us 18 treat boxes. That is well worth the money. Okay, again, this little piggy now comes with the Playful Piggy dies, the Trimming the Tree stamp set comes with the Trimming the Tree dies. These are gorgeous. The Waterfall Canyon now comes with the waterfall dies, which is so nice. If you are one of those people that likes to build a scenery, this will make it so easy. And the Yeti to Party comes with the Yeti dies. Now I didn't get the Yeti because I'm just not you might love a Yeti, but I'm just not into those, so I didn't get those. I may end up going back and getting this and this though before the end of the month. I'm not sure yet. Okay, one other announcement and then I'm going to try to move on. I have a flyer here and this is going to go up on my blog as well. What did I do with it? Oh my goodness, let me see if I can find it. I had it right here just a minute ago. There are well, I can't find it. I'll put it on my blog. During the month of September, Stampin' Up! Is having sales. So a lot of the products that's in our regular catalog, they have marked down. So there's a little code that you can scan with your phone and it will bring up the sale items. Now you don't have to buy from your phone. You can look at the products, write the numbers down, and then go to your computer and order like you normally would, but you have to use the number that's beside that product, not the one in the catalog, in order to get it for the sale price. So that's usually the way it works. Okay, as promised in this video, I'm going to do some embossing today. But have you ever wondered how you could emboss and in color if you didn't have, I'm going to show you an example. Say that you embossed, you stamped this little ditty out, and this comes from our Bouquet of Thanks. It is a really cute little stamp set. It's kind of sort of one of those that you can use as a focal point. It is just a one stamp set and I have it loaded right now in my Stamparatus. But say you wanted to really bring that to life and you wanted that to look embossed and have that shine to it, or you wanted to emboss it in the Oasis, the Orchid Oasis ink, but we don't have Orchid Oasis embossing powder. What you would do is you would stamp it like this in your Stamparatus. We'll bring this over. And what I did, sometimes with the Stamparatus, if you stamp too close to the edge, it doesn't give you a good impression right here. Here's a trick. Let me lay these magnets away from each other. If you take your little silicone craft mat and put it under, and then put your little grid paper over it, or a piece of copy paper, then you can put your magnets back on. I try to make sure I don't get a wrinkle in it when I do that. Then you can set this in the corner and you can stamp it. I'm going to do it this time because I already have one that I did. Look at the difference with it being embossed and not being embossed. Same color ink, and I'm going to show you how I did that. So say for example you're doing a card in a color and you really want the sentiment to be embossed, but you don't have that color and you want it to match. This is what you would do. You very simply take a piece of cardstock, and I've cut these down to 3.5 by 4.5. Make sure I'm giving you the right measurements. And like I said, don't worry about writing any of this down. It's all going to be in my blog. You just sit that in. Put your little magnet. You really, if you use in the corner, you don't even need to magnet. Let me move my catalogs out of the way. And the first thing you want to do is grab your colored ink. And let's see, what color do we want to do this in? Let's do something. What about Gorgeous Grape? I think it would be pretty. I don't know, that's so similar to the Orchid Oasis. Let's go with something totally different. What about Pumpkin Pie? It is fall, right? Let's make this a fall card. Well, it's not quite fall, but hey, we're getting there. I think everybody's gotten on their little pumpkin, the pumpkin lattes, and I've never been a fan of those. I really like my coffee. I like the vanilla or my favorite right now is the white chocolate mocha. Oh, my absolute favorite creamer. It's hard to find because I think everybody else loves it, but I adore it. Now, you know what I just did? I got ink around the top edge because I was a little bit over zealous in putting ink on that, so I'm just going to clean that up with my little cloth, and I'm going to stamp one more time. So I think I might have got a little bit of that off, and I'm just going to sit this down like that, and I'm going to use my little tool. They are selling these everywhere now, and if you don't have one, I would recommend it, because this really saves your hand. I actually bought mine from May because these were made better than any of the ones I'd seen, and I love it. But isn't that gorgeous? Jennifer Tompkins, welcome to the party. Now we have 3 Jennifers. We've got Jennifer Real, we have Jennifer Tompkins, and we have Jennifer Toller. So, hey Kathy, good to see you. I just showed your card, so you'll have to go back and watch the replay so you can see I showed that beautiful little card that you sent me. Thank you so much, sweetie. I appreciate it. All right, so we got that stamped really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my cloth over top of that while I spray my stamp cleaner, because I want to clean my stamp before I put my Versamark on it. So I didn't want to spray that cleaner on my piece that I just did, so that's why I laid my cloth over it while I sprayed it. So clean that off. Now we're going to grab our Versamark. The Versamark is a clear, it is a clear watermark ink. A lot of people think that this is glue because it is a sticky ink, but it is actually a ink. And this is going to show you how easy it is to get a color embossing. Then we're just going to put that back over. Now, in order to do this, you almost have to have some type of stamp positioning tool, whether it be, you know, back in the day we had those stamp-a-ma-jigs that you put everything in the corner and you just go back and stamp the piece of paper in the same corner and it would work. You would need some type of stamp positioning tool to make this work. So I'm going to look and make sure I've got a good amount of ink on that. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it one more time just to make sure. I just want to make sure I got a good impression of that ink all over that stamp. This thing right here saves your hand, believe it or not. You know, normally we would do this number, and I don't know, a lot of us older gals like myself, we've got joint problems and issues, but this is just so simple because you just go in little round circles. It doesn't put a lot of pressure on you, so I love it for that reason. All right, I think we've got this really good. Now, what did I forget to do? I forgot to use my powder tool. That's okay. I'm just going to set this over to the side for a moment, and I'm going to bring out my clear embossing powder. Now, I would say that everyone needs some clear embossing powder, and I'll show you why in a minute, because we're going to do some other things with it as well. And I'm going to use the same stamp, but this would work with any stamp you have. So I'm going to take my embossing powder and put it all over that piece. Isn't that pretty? Get a little bit more up here. Now, if you're new to my channel and you like the content, I have several hundred videos up. So if you would subscribe to my channel, I would certainly appreciate it. I'm trying to grow my channel each and every day. I try to put up really good content, and I try to put up a variety of stuff. Not just all card making, not just all one thing. I try to do a little bit of a variety. So, and I also try to do different skill levels because we're not all on the same level. So I try to make it so that there's a little something here for everyone. I do apologize for my voice. It seems like the change of the seasons always does this, and my allergies, I suffer from allergies year-round. So it does cause my voice to be a little off. I'm going to grab a sip of my drink. because when I do all that talking, I seem to dry my throat out, and that's not easy when you're suffering with allergies. Next thing you know, I'll start sneezing. Now this is our heat tool, and on our heat tool, the Stampin' Up! Heat tool, we have 2 settings, 1 and 2. 2 being high, so when you're heat embossing, you always want to do it on 2. 1 would be like if you were trying to dry some ink, or you were trying to dry watercolor, something like that, you would use 1. But I'm going to turn it on and let it heat up. I like to let it heat for a few minutes before I put it to my paper, because I want it good and hot, and we're going to watch the transformation. Now I like to go in little circular motions. You won't see it right away, but when it starts, you will definitely see the change. It will go from being dull, there we go. It will go from being dull to being vibrant. And you want to give it time enough for all of that embossing powder to melt. So you don't want to see any white. You want it all to be shiny. And once you get it like that, I'm going to take it off of the board, and I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to do the back side to kind of help it lay back flat. And there we go. That was one of our techniques. So now you've got this embossed, and look how beautiful it is. It makes the color really pop a little bit more when you do this coloring like this. So let's do a card. I'm going to grab a card base. This is a 4.5 by 5 and, no, wait a minute, let me make sure this is right. This is 4.25. It's actually 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. So there is our mat. And I'm going to grab, let's see, that's not the right ones. Let me see what we have here in our regals, would be our pumpkin pie. So let's use this one. I'm going to cut a mat out of that. So I'm going to stick that back into my little paper handler. And let's go ahead and cut this down to 4. By 5 1/4. And then we are going to put this onto here. This just goes to show with this particular stamp set, just look how quick you can put a beautiful thank you card together. So I'm going to use some Stampin' Seal because it's quick. And this paper has a nice pattern on the back too. Let's see what that would look like with that. I think I like the floral bit. Oh, I don't know. I kind of like that too. All right, opinion. Floral or stripe? And Jennifer's going to have to let me know because I'm not getting the chat for some reason. Let's see. Live chat. There we go. I got the chat now. All right. So this is, Phyllis, I know you've got this stamp on your list because you were the one that asked me did I have this one and had I done anything with it. So thank you for suggesting. And I was able to work it in what I already had planned for today. So y'all let me know what you think. Do you like it better with the stripe or the floral? It looks like, hey, Kathy Smith, I see another Kathy. So welcome in. All right, I'm going to go with the floral. It seems like everybody's liking the floral. So let's go ahead and put some Stampin' Seal on the back of this. Now remember, if you're using the Stampin' Seal, it's all in the wrist. If you want your piece to be ready when you put it down again, you got to bend your wrist in like that. So just as a reminder, because some people say they have so much trouble with the Stampin' Seal, and it's because they're not flexing their wrist up when they spread it down. So flex up. Hey Connie, welcome in. I'm giving away a die set, y'all, so be sure to let Jennifer know if you want to be in the drawing. It's for a die set called Tree Lot, and it's a Christmas tree lot with a cute little camper. Now that's about as crooked as it can be. Let's see if we can peel. No, you know what? I pressed it down, I think, too hard. Alright. You know what? We're going to go with it. It's a homemade card, right? And none of us are perfect. Alright, I'm going to do Stampin' Seal on the back of... no, I'm not. I'm going to do glue on the back of this. You know why? Because I want this to lay down. So let me grab one of my little bottles. I like these because I have my fine tip. And we're going to put glue around the edges. Really good. And then we're going to squiggle. Don't y'all love to squiggle? Squiggle some glue all over the middle. And then we're going to set this down. And because our sentiment is already built into the stamp, we don't even have to put a sentiment on here. We have an instant card. Isn't that pretty? What a beautiful card to send someone, you know, especially during the fall. But if we put this down on a piece of Orchid Oasis, and let's grab another card base. There we go. And let me pull my in colors for 2022 through 2024. And this is the Orchid Oasis back here, but can you see that this would work with the Starry Sky? Once you emboss it, it becomes darker. Here it is unembossed, and here it is embossed. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to make two cards. We're going to make one with this, and we're going to make one with this. Just go to show how quick you can make a set of thank you cards. You know, this I'm working on projects too, because I'm going to be in a craft fair. I have never done a craft fair. They just never were my thing, but I'm making up a bunch of stuff to go into a craft fair. Now these cards I'm going to give away to y'all today, so don't get excited. Y'all are going to get these cards, but this would make a cute little set of cards for a craft fair. So I'm going to cut this down. I think I'm going to go 4 1/8 on this one. No, I'm going to keep it simple. You know, sometimes you're better off. Oh, and I want to tell y'all something about using your trimmer. A lot of us have difficulty with our pieces not always being the same. What we need to learn to do is, if you always cut or score on this side of your line to the right side, always be consistent. Always go to the right side. If you're one of those that are right on the line, always go right on the line. And if you're one of those that likes to go right over the line, always go over the line. That way your measurements will be consistent. Now I'm one of those that likes to measure to the right side of my line. That's just me. But watch how you measure, and then just be consistent with that, you know, all the time. It will make a big difference in the way your pieces come out, especially if you're putting a 3D project together. Pockets, you know, making anything where you're doing binding or anything like that. All right, so this one's going to go on here. I like that. I like the plaid. I'm not even going to look at the other side because I like the plaid. We're going to see if we can get this one on straight. I'm going to do glue. If you have difficulty with your layers getting them straight, use glue. Glue will give you that opportunity. It'll give you that wiggle room, so you have an opportunity when you put it down to move it around just a little bit. You see, I'm putting it down, but I'm moving it a little tiny bit, trying to get that nice and even. Yep, that one turned out much better. So now all we got to do is put this onto our card base, and we have another card instant. Now I'm going to show you one more technique with the heat embossing as soon as we make this card and the other one. And you see how simple and how quick these cards come together like this. I mean, there you go. We have a card. Now you can put some gems on here. If you wanted to, you could put a little bow right up underneath there. So we can always dress it up. But now this one, I think this one I'm going to do it on the stripe. Stripes can be a little difficult because you have to make sure everything's nice and straight. But I think it's all good. I'm telling y'all, girls, yes, Stampin' girls and gentlemen. Brian, I hope you're still here. Brian, did you get my message? Is Brian Dickey still here? Oh, I'm good, Connie. I hope this does help you. I hope that does help you. I'm going to line this up again on my 4-inch line, and I'm going to cut it. And the other thing too, when you're Brian's here. Okay. Did you get my message, Brian? I sent you a message about. Brian gave me a super chat. I think the last time I was on live, and I didn't see it because it was right at the end of the live, and it took a week or so. Toby, a truck just went down the road, and Toby is having a hissy fit, as y'all can well hear. Using this tip, like I was saying, of putting this on and making sure you're consistent on your line. If you always cut to the front edge of it, just be consistent, and that will make your layers look so much better. But it took about 2 weeks before I actually saw it show up on my YouTube. So I did get it, Brian. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. That was my very first super chat. And a super chat is sort of like a tip. And it just shows that you appreciate what I do and you want to support my channel. So super chats are always welcome. They're not required by no means. I don't charge for my content, but they are always definitely appreciated. So I'm going to put that down. Toby! Sorry about that, y'all. When I do a live, my babies are like 2-year-olds. They show their self. They always do. Let's grab another card base. I always keep card bases cut up here for this reason. Makes it easy for me to put cards together. And we're going to go back here, and I'm going to put glue. I like to do the circle glue. And you might say, why? You know, most people go like that down the edges. I found out when I do the circles, it's going to push out to the edges, you know, in intervals, and still make a beautiful card. Oh, I didn't get that one straight. Let's see if we can lift that. I got it straight, but I didn't get it up to the top quite enough. Now it's sticky. It's hard to... That looks better. Yep, that's much better. So there we got 3 cards just lickety-split, just like that. And that was a real easy way to put 3 cards together in a hurry. Now I want to show you the other technique, and we're going to make a card out of it as well. And that is, I'm not even going to show you my sample. I'm just going to surprise you. I'm going to grab another piece, and I cut several of these because this was the size that worked for my stamp. We're going to bring that stamp back over. You can see I got a little bit of sticky ink there, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull this off, and I'm going to turn this over like that. And I'm going to stick that back down in the corner. And I don't mind that it's got the Versamark ink on it because I'm going to just put some more Versamark. We're going to do this clear on white. And then I'm going to show you how beautiful this will look doing a technique. So let's stamp that down. Rub that down really good like that. And then I'm going to look at my image. And you know what? That looks absolutely beautiful, but I think I'm going to, just for my own peace of mind, I'm going to do it one more time. Like that, and then let's pull this off and close this and set it to the side. We're going to bring that clear embossing powder in again. I'm going to be really careful. I got glue on my fingers, y'all. And we're going to be really careful and make sure we get this all over that image. I can see I got some where I didn't want it, but oh, it fell off. Good. Now this one's going to be hard to see because we're doing clear on white. But when you do see it, it's going to be stunning. Show you a little trick that I do. I like to take a big brush, and I don't have anything because I clean my mat before every project, and I just sweep this back into my little container. Now Stampin' Up! Sells the embossing powders, and they come in those little jars like this. But because I do so much with my channel, I actually got a lot of embossing powder and threw it into those little, I got those at the Dollar Tree, so they were, you know, I think there was a set of 4 for $1, 3 for $1, something like that. Of course, now our Dollar Tree is now $1.25 tree. I was in there Monday, as a matter of fact. You know what? I'm going to do this on the board again. No, I'm not. I'm going to hold it on the board. Oh, Bella's laid out over here under my chair. Jennifer said y'all aren't hearing Bella snoring, so she's here. She's just not snoring today. Bella, you okay? Yeah, she's fine. She grunted when I touched her. Oh, there she goes. You probably couldn't hear her over the heat gun, or the heat tool. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm just going around in circles. I'm going to heat the back of this. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to start hoping this is going to start shining. Like I said, this is going to be a little harder to see. But I'll bring it up to the camera once I get it completely set. How many of y'all out there love heat embossing as much as I do? It is such a fun technique. Oh, Connie, I'm doing much better. And it really wasn't a surgery. I just had to go in and have, the first one was more of an inpatient procedure where they went in and they cauterized one of my main arteries in my leg. And that was the first procedure that I had done. And I'm going to heat this a little bit more right over here on this banner. It doesn't look like it's quite done. And then the next two procedures I had done, I went in and they just put all these needles in my leg to help reduce my bulging veins because I had really bad varicose veins. I had what they call venous reflux, and what the blood would flow up but it couldn't flow back down, so they closed off one of the main veins, which will force the blood to go through other ones and hopefully push up and down like it's supposed to. So we're hoping that it took, and now they're working on the bulging veins, and I have one more procedure where I'll go in, and I'm telling you, you feel like a pincushion when you come out, and then you have all this severe bruising, and it stays so sore, and you have to use this support stocking that puts about 30 to 40 pounds of pressure against your leg, and it's just really, really painful to say the least. But Oh, no, no, no. Don't be afraid to mess it up. You won't mess it up. If you look and make sure all of your powder is melted, and especially if you have a stamp positioning tool. Let's see, what color do we want to do this one in? I'm going to do this one, I think, in Helen Heather. Helen Heather, and Jennifer told me to do it in purple. Helen Heather is purple, and it's just a beautiful lavender. It's a light purple, and it's beautiful. So, what we're going to do, because the embossing resists the ink. Now, I was going to go in and color this with markers, but I think this would be, you know, I'm almost afraid to try it. I might try that off camera and see. I think there's too much heat embossing on this that it wouldn't show up as good as I would like. But if you use a blending brush and an ink, tap off. I like to start where the embossing is the heaviest. So I'm going to start off on the flowers, really gentle, and just start making my little circular motions. And it doesn't look like much right now, but as we get darker, you always want to go light, because you know the old adage, you can always add more, but you can't take it away. So I'm going to go, and the more ink you start to put down, the more your image is going to start to come to life. So now I'm going to go in a little heavier. I'm pressing a little harder with my brush, and you can start to see our image is starting to come to life. You have to be patient when you're doing this. It's not one of those things you can rush. You just take your time and swirl your ink. Make sure I get down here so it brings the stems out as well. And I don't want to make my entire piece the Highland Heather. I want some of this to stay white around the edges, around the corners. But I do want to get enough of the dark color in the middle that we can see, we can see the flowers. And I'm sure that if you've been following any videos for any length of time, you have seen this resist technique. Oops, I'm wrinkling my paper because I'm rubbing too hard. Okay, let me go gentle. Oh, I'm bound and determined to wrinkle this piece of cardstock all to pieces, aren't I? Alright, so now I'm going to take a Kleenex, just a regular little Kleenex, and I'm going to just do little circular motions and clean that ink up off of that embossed area. It's not going to take it off the paper, but it will clean up quite a bit off of the embossed area. And then you've got this beautiful little, very light, here's one I did in pink. The pink actually did much better. Doesn't show up on the camera as good as it does in person. Let me try a little bit of darker purple. Let's go with the Gorgeous Grape. I really want this to pop so you can see the beauty of it. Yeah, let's go in with a little bit of oh yeah, see, that's much darker. I'm gonna start right there in the middle, and I'm just gonna swirl it. Oh, that looks better. I think I just needed a little bit darker ink. It was so funny last night. Our YouTube TV, we have streaming service, YouTube TV, because we cut the cord. We don't do cable, which is really kind of like cable. But it went down last night in our area. I don't know what happened. They said it was some type of licensing, I don't know, something. I looked it up and they just said it was something with their licensing conflict or whatever. But we turned our TV on with the antenna, and we ended up watching Andy Griffith, Gomer Pyle, and what came on after that? It was something else. I hadn't seen those shows. I forget what the last one was. I think because I ended up going to bed. I was tired. Now, I think it was Hogan's Heroes. I think it was Hogan's Heroes came on next. And I thought I had not seen any of these old shows in forever and a day. And you know what? I really enjoyed them. I thought, this is fun. You know, maybe my internet or my cable, my YouTube, it wasn't my internet because we checked our internet and we had great upload speed. We had over 300 megabytes of upload speed, and that was during the prime time. So that was pretty good. So I never wash my brushes, y'all. Some demonstrators say wash them. I washed one and it got real matted. So I don't wash mine. What I do after I'm finished is I do this, and I dedicate one brush to every color family. So if it's lavender, like the Fresh Freesia, the Highland Heather, I use that for all my purples. And I have one dedicated for blues, greens, pinks, yellows, orange. So anything that falls in those families, reds, they all get that one brush, and they work fine. So there's that one, and here's this one. And see how pretty they are? Again, this right here is a card. So all you need is, let's get a polished pink. Let me measure this and make sure it's the width that I want it to be. We're doing pretty good. It's just okay, that is 5 1/4 by 4. That's perfect. So I'm going to put some liquid glue on the back of this one. I think I used the thicker cardstock for this one. This piece feels heavier. So this is the difference in the thick and our regular cardstock. This thick holds up really good when you're heat embossing and blending colors on it. So I'm going to put that one down just like that. Now I'm going to go back before I send these cards out to y'all, and I'm going to put some embellishments, either some gems or some bows or whatever. Probably not going to take the time to do that right now. On this one we're going to do a Gorgeous Grape. Let's see, do I want to do a Gorgeous Grape? Oh, that's pretty right by itself, don't you think? That's the card. I don't know. I kind of want a little border around that. So what do we want to do with that one? I don't think I want to do it white on white. Nah. Hey Susan, good to see you. So glad you could make it. We're doing some heat embossing today. I'm showing you how, if you don't have the color of embossing powder, because we don't, Stampin' Up! Only carries the metallics, which is silver, gold, and I think bronze or copper, I believe. The bronze and the copper is pretty much the same. I think I'm going to go with this one like this and this one like that. I think that's pretty and a little bit different than the other ones. And then they carry their basics, which is black, white, and clear. So, you know, if you only have those particular colors, and you want to emboss something, stamp it with your Stamparatus, and then restamp it with your Versamark ink, and then put your clear embossing powder over it, and you have a heat embossed in the color ink that you wanted. So pretty. And then you can also do this resist and stamp an image, and then just use your blending brushes and put a color over it and make a beautiful card that way too. And this one is so pretty, I'm not even going to mat it. I'm just going to put it straight down on our piece of card base. Oops, that one slid on me. A little bit of glue right there, your little gummy. These are actually Xyron erasers. They were made to clear off the sticky from a Xyron machine back in the day. You could cut out stickers or pieces, die cut pieces, and then run them through that little Xyron, and it would put a sticky back on them. Now we have paper that we can put on the back of our cardstock and run it through our die machine, and we don't really need to do that. So, but some people still have this. I still have a Xyron machine. I very seldom use it, but I have it. I got glue right there too. That should dry clear though. And there is 2 more cards, just so simple, so easy. And we are going to, and let me show you another thing that you can do. Here's one that I did on black, and I used that copper. Is it copper or bronze? It's copper. The copper embossing powder. Isn't that beautiful on black? So elegant. And you could use a copper piece of foil behind this and put it down on a card base, or you could even find a piece of paper, designer series paper that had some copper in it, and it would be beautiful. I'm gonna probably keep that one and make a card out of it because I just love it. All right, we're gonna do some giveaways, y'all. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready for some prize? A little bit of prize patrol. I think everybody's always ready for prize patrol. So let's do our dies first. Be sure to let Jennifer know in the comments if you want to be in the drawing. We are giving away first this set of dies called Tree Lot dies, and I showed them earlier. They are absolutely wonderful. You'll have so much fun playing with these because you got trees, little campers, streamers for lights, and poles to put the lights up on. It is a darling little set. There's a puppy dog in there. And if you're interested in the stamp set that goes from this, it's in our Christmas catalog. So if you win the dies and you want to purchase the stamp set, it is actually on page, you know, I had it a while ago. Let's see if I can find it back here. Dies, stamps, go to the stamps, and it's called what is it called? Trees for Sale. It's on page 39. I showed this earlier, but for any of you that came in later, I wanted to re-show this because here's the little stamp set that goes with that. And it cuts out your little dog and your tree stand and all your trees. Plus it has so many more dies in here. I'm not going to take it out again because I did earlier. But if you're interested in that, I'll make sure I put this in my description as well, that it coordinates with this set. Or it can be used as a standalone. So whatever suits your fancy. So if we're ready for the, I see Marlene's ready. Yay! All right. Everybody's ready. Woohoo! Let's go. All right, Jennifer, do you have the names? All right, Jennifer's ready to go too. So let's do our prize patrol. All right, and the first winner for the grand prize, which is the tree. I always do the best prize first, and let me tell you why I do that. That puts everybody in the pot for this. And then I'll do the cards later, because as your name comes out, you're not eligible for the next prize. I want everybody to be eligible for the big prize first. So let's go. Kathy Smith, I do not have your address, so if you would please email me your address. And that's Kathy with a C, right? Congratulations, Kathy. Oh, I'm so happy that you won these. All right, Kathy Smith won our tree lot dies. So now we're going to do our cards, and I'm going to try to do them kind of in the order that I did them. So we're going to do this one first. And I want to make sure everything's glued down good before I send them out to y'all. I was rushing it when I did this. So our next winner is Kathy. You say you never win anything. Well, you can't say that anymore because you won a set of dies. Yay! All right. Oh, Kathy Smith won the dies. Kathy Smith. All right. So let's go ahead to this card now. Our beautiful one done in pumpkin pie. I am Phyllis. Phyllis has won this beautiful card. Congratulations, Phyllis. All right, I'm putting names on them, and I'm laying them over so that we can. Now this is the one that we didn't do any heat embossing on. What we did is we just glued down our piece to a piece of designer series paper, but nevertheless it's still a beautiful image. And the winner of this one is Jennifer Real. Jennifer Real, you won this card. Congratulations. And then the one that we heat embossed, and the winner of this one is yes, I'm ready for the next winner. Kathy, what? Kathy, what? You are the winner of this card. Congratulations. All right. Now we're going to do, I think I did that one last. Let's do this one. This is our beautiful one done in gorgeous grape. And I think it's a very soft and delicate looking card. And the winner of this one is I'm ready. Rita Thorpe. Congratulations, Rita. Rita, I think I have your address, but I'll have to double check. I think I do. And now the last one is this beautiful one done in polished pink. And the winner of this one is Susan. Susan B. And I know I have Susan's address. Woo! Congratulations to all my winners. Look at all these cards I was able to give away today. I'm going to have to buy some more stamps. But you know what? I absolutely love being able to give y'all what I make. And really, you know, I get so many feedbacks when y'all get the card that it's so much prettier in person. And it is true. I find that what I see on the camera and I'll take a picture of a card and send it to my husband. And he'll be like, yeah, that's okay. But then when he comes home and I show it to him, he's like, wow, that's really pretty. It didn't show up like that in the camera, in the picture you sent. And I think it's like that a lot of times. Things just look much better. Oh, you're welcome, Susan. I am so happy. So happy for Susan and Rita and Kathy and Jennifer and Phyllis and Kathy Smith. So we've got all of our winners, and I'll get these mailed out. If not today, they will definitely go out in the mail tomorrow, first thing in the morning. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. Oh, okay. Let me give y'all, Jennifer's going to type this in for me. My email address is Kathy at, all small case letters, randomactsofcrafting.com. Oh, thank you, Margie. Thank you all so much for showing up. Thank you for giving me thumbs up. Thank you for all of your beautiful comments, and congratulations to all of my winners. I am so thrilled. So let me transition back over. I always like to, whoops, that's not it. There we go. Let me transition y'all back over to me. I always like to be able to see y'all face to face. Well, y'all can see me face to face, and I can just kind of imagine y'all are there and I'm talking to you. But I love you guys so much. Y'all, you know, I just realized I didn't put on earrings. I was really all miscombobulated this morning. But that's okay. You know what? We made it. We got our video done, and I got the cards done, and hopefully I've taught y'all a new trick or two. And like I said, you know, if you are interested in any of the products you saw me use, on my blog, and Jennifer, do you have the blog address? I don't think you do. Okay, Jennifer doesn't have all my information, but I will put it in the information under this video, so you'll be able to go there and click on my blog, and as well as my store where you can go in and shop if you need any of these Stampin' Up! Products. If you're interested and you want a catalog, please reach out to me via email, and I'll make sure I get you a catalog in the mail. And I just want to say this, and I always end, anyone that's new here, my regulars know this, but I always end my videos. Oh yeah, Zoom would be good, but let me tell you, I have to pay for Zoom if it's more than, I think if it's more than 10 people, it costs, and it's very, very expensive. So I'll look into it and see if there's a way that we can do that. We might be able to do that with like Google Meets. I think that might be a free platform that would be something like Zoom. So I'll research that, Jennifer. That's a good thing. Then we could all see each other and we could all craft together. I think that would be fantastic. Thank you for asking me again about that. I had looked into Zoom, and it was something that I wanted to do because I would get to see y'all, and it wouldn't be a one-sided thing, and we could go back and forth, and different people could talk. But I'll check with the Google Meet and see if we could do something like that with Google. And Google is a free platform. I found that out when I did my blog. It's done through their blog post, which is Blogspot. Hey Carmina, you're late for the party, but I'm glad you're here. We've already done our drawings, but please go back and rewatch and let me know what you think. You always leave me a positive comment, and I appreciate that. So thanks again so much. And like I started to say, a lot of you that are new here maybe don't know this. I always end my videos, everyone, with the same statement. Let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is worthy. And I always want to give praise and honor to my Lord because he gave his life for me. And I just want to thank you all for being here. I love you. I sincerely appreciate each and every one of you. So until we craft again, and be on the lookout, subscribe to my channel, ring that little bell, and then you can get notified every time a video goes up. I do recorded videos as well as live. So be on the lookout. Go check out my video library. I think you will find something in there that you like. And until next time, God bless and keep you. Bye-bye.